So we can also get and set the values of fields. So I can create a new car. We've seen this before. So I can say car equals class.newInstance and cast this to be of type car. And then I can use a field object. I can say field f equals class.getDeclaredField and give it the name of the field. And there's a speed field in the car class. Double quotes, of course, for the string. Once we have that, we can get the value of the field. So I can say object obj equals f.get. And again, this relies on the value for a specific instance. So we can't pass in the car we created previously. And I can then print out the value of the field. So we can just say s out and just do obj. And that we'll call obj.toString. And if I go to the menu and run the application, we haven't driven the car yet, so when this executes, it should print out the value 0, and indeed it does. So now let's try something like this. So I'll just copy these two lines, get rid of the declaration, and here in between the two, do car.drive. And car.drive, at this point, we'll see the value is 0. When we drive the car, passing in the correct parameters, so let's say I want this to go up to, say, 33 miles an hour. At this point, when I get the value of the field again, then we should now print out 33. So if I run the code again, sure enough, we see 0 followed by 33. We can similarly set the value of the field. So I can say f.set, and again, we give it the instance to set the value on, which is going to be car, and the value we want to set. So let's say 44. Run the code, and again, print out those two values. And we should see 0, 33, and then finally 44. One of the fields of the car type that we have is an array of strings called people. So how do we process that? Well, we get the reference in the same ways. I can say field equals class.getDeclaredField and give it the field of people. And that gives me access to the array. And again, I can set values on this. But to set the values on the array, we need to use something from the java.lang.reflect.array class. So I do array.set, and inside array.set, we pass it the array that we want to use, which is going to be field.get for that particular object. So that's going to be for car. We pass in the index that we'd like to set, and then the name we'd like to set in the array. So let's say Kevin. And then to get a value, again, we can say object obj equals array.get, again the field we want to get the value from, so we'll just take the field.getCar and pass that as the first value, and again the index we want to get out, and again let's print that out to see that we get the same correct value. And we run this and we print out the string Kevin. So we're setting the value in the array by using the java.lang.reflect.array class to do that. Just a couple more things on arrays. To get a class for an array, we'd say something like class CLAZZ, say equals, and then something like string array dot class will give us back the class type. We can also do a class.forName on arrays as well. So I could say class equals class.forName. But in this case, the syntax is slightly unusual. It takes a string, and that string says something like, I'm an array of type int, say I for int. And if we print out the name of this class, so do something like system.out.println class.getName and run the code again, we'll see we end up with this weird syntax, a square, left square bracket I, so an array of integers. To get the class for a non-primitive type, we'd say left square bracket L, and then something like java.lang.string, and then that string with a semicolon. And if we run the code again, we now have the class type for string arrays, where left angle bracket means, again, this is an array type, and the string following the L and before the semicolon gives the name of the type. And this will work for any type.